Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, guys, isn't it a beautiful day today?
Yes, we got chickens going. You can hear Country Road Kier's roosters going ham over there.
Yep.
I'm waiting to see the rooster in our pen going.
I know. We started to get some eggs recently. We've been getting like 2 eggs a day now. We went from 1 egg to 2 eggs.
Yep.
But our rooster ain't crowing yet, so he still needs to find his voice.
Yep, so I'm waiting for it. It's going to be pretty cool sounding because you're going to hear them competing back and forth.
It'll be like the dueling banjos, except dueling crows.
It'll be pretty funny. But it's been it's a great day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. We're gonna have a little bit of a cloud here and there. I hope it don't rain on us, but if it does, it's probably just gonna be a little sprinkle.
I mean, the clouds are booking it today.
Yeah.
I mean, they are straight booking it today.
Yeah, those things are moving.
We are expecting higher than normal winds, but nothing too crazy that we can't handle. And, you know, it should be nice and overcasty with little rays of sunshine.
Yep.
So.
Makes me happy because we're gonna be getting back at work out here, and we've got a lot to do.
Yes.
We're actually gonna be getting a delivery today as well. We've got some sheets of zip board over there that I want to stack on top of this stack right here, because I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, we're gonna need the room too, because we're getting some more 2x4s. Before we start talking about all of that, I wanted to say, who saw the video that we put out yesterday? It was a late publish, but yeah, I'm gonna just talk about the elephant in the room, the backdrop. Okay, so Gary was getting it, man. Gary, you killed it on that day when you were out here putting up all of that zipboard sheathing. It's actually been up for a while now, and we've been strategically not showing it just because I knew I had this video that I wanted to edit out and put out for you guys. So those of you that have already seen it, thank you guys so much for watching it. I did post it later last night. It was probably like 6 o'clock or something. And it was just the Gary show, man, and you rocked the Gary show.
It worked. I mean, shoot, I got it all up there.
Yeah.
You know.
There were some times when I was editing where I was holding my breath and I was like, you gosh darn idiot, why? In a loving way, not like, oh, you know, rassum frassum, but like I was just like, why?
Well, I mean, it's only, you know, it's not that far off the ground.
Yeah.
And I am pretty quick on my feet. If something happens, I will drop whatever it is. I don't care as long as I don't drop.
Yeah.
And if I do drop, I'm pretty quick.
The only comfort that I had was that when you were over here doing all this stuff, like tippy-toeing on the ladder, Gary.
Yeah. Well,
The only solace I had was that I knew that Anthony and David were both actually here, and they were doing some work on Uber over for over on Country Road Cure's side.
Correct.
Come On was doing the work for Country Road Cure. I might have got tongue twisted there for a minute. But I knew that the guys were outside, and so they were kind of spotting Gary. We had several comments saying why weren't they helping you and this and that? And it was mostly just you wanted to do it by yourself.
I wanted to get it. I mean, just because, you know, you're one person doesn't mean that you can't do something. You can always find a way. Determination is definitely the biggest motivation for me because I'm determined to do something, and I'm pretty hard-headed. I'm not gonna lie.
You hard-headed? What?
But no, I mean, I did clean up this whole area. You know, made it a lot nicer because we had a lot of wood over there.
Yes.
That we had cut and everything else. We had that all cleaned up.
Yeah. After the truss party, there was a major clean that happened over here.
Correct.
Gary, like he said, did all this cleanup, but then you also did a bunch of work on Uber.
Correct.
And then we had that other video that we kind of threw in there to spice things up with the garden area and Gary getting some work done on Uber as well.
Correct.
And the reason why they came out that way was mostly just like timing of me being able to edit and which videos I knew were going to take more focus and which ones would be easier to put out. The garden one was a lot easier to create than the one that I put out yesterday. And mostly because I was behind the camera on the garden one, right? And so when I'm recording and I know what footage I have versus when you're like recording by yourself, you know, when I'm recording, I know, you know.
I did my job though.
No, you did a killer job. There's zero complaints from my end. I'm just saying.
No, I know. I did my part in the sense of I recorded a lot.
Yes.
And probably more than I probably should have.
No,
but
no, never too much, babe. Never too much. I appreciate it. It just takes longer because I have to comb through it finer because I wasn't there to witness.
She's all pulling me aside. just 10 hours of footage I have to go through.
10 hours.
I'm like, well,
to make a, what,
sorry.
25-minute long video? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I did my part. I filmed as much as I could.
You will not hear a complaint come from these lips, babe. Explanations are not complaints. But no, how many people loved the Gary show, guys? Gary, you are starting to get more and more confident in front of the camera. I've noticed it. I don't know if you can feel it, but I know that the people commenting have noticed it too, that like the more, like I guess lately, when you do grab the camera and you talk to it, you seem to be more comfortable about behind it. So I would request that you do it more, but I know how you are.
I'm trying to, but at the same time, when it's time to get it, it's like,
yeah.
It's hard for me to be like, all right, I'm getting it by grabbing a camera.
Yeah, the last thing on your mind is the camera.
That's the last on my mind, and like that, when we did the whole trusses and everything, man, I couldn't think about a camera. Like Mel kept on asking, can you? I'm like, no, I'm not. I've got all these people's, that I've got to keep in the back of my mind and everything else, to where it's like I can't even think about it or fathom it. Like
I work with what I get, and that's okay.
And I'm sorry about that, but it's...
Don't be sorry about it, it's
No,
fine.
I know, I'm just saying, like, in certain aspects, it's like, heck no, I'm not even,
Well, once in a while, I will pull you aside when there's specific things, because I have an idea. But like 90% of the time, guys, we literally just let the cameras roll. We just film whatever happens through the day, and I piece it together and make a video out of it. There's that other 10% when we have like sponsorships, or I had an idea for an intro or something like that, and then I will, be like, Gary, I need you to stand here because I want to take this particular shot. And it works out good when I have like a pre-plan, because then I'm like, okay, let's shoot. Okay, Gary, you're free, because you're not into playing around with me for too much.
It's when I've got things on my mind of what I got to do, and it's like, and it's the same way with you too. That's just life.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their one thing that they're very focused on, and I'm very, very focused on the engineering and the construction aspect of the build that we're doing.
Yeah.
So my mind is running 1,000 miles an hour on that. You're very interested in the focusing of documenting it and video aspects for our kids and for us later on, and you're very trying to catch those moments.
I try.
Those true moments that we have, you're trying to catch them behind the camera.
Yeah, I try, but you know what? I have to be hyper-focused as your assistant as well, because I can't leave you hanging and then have you get hurt. So I think that we complement each other really well. Good morning, Lola. Did you want to come say hi? Hi, Lola.
Yes, because there's certain things where it's like, you feel that need that I need you there, and you are there.
Yeah.
And you help out with it. And I feel that need when, you need me to do something with the video aspect, and I do it, you know. But
I think we complement each other really well.
There is certain points where it's like, yeah, we both have our line to where it's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing it on that time or that.
Come back in 10 minutes. Yeah, but you know what? I think together we got a really good system. Yeah. We complement each other really well, and we are a workhorse of a team, man. We work together really well.
Yes.
So
always have.
Yeah.
Always have.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's this, yes, you can call it stubbornness, but I knew I could do it. It's really, honestly, it's not that high up. It looks so much like higher up than it really is.
It is high. It's probably like 14 feet.
I'd say it's 12.
Okay.
Maybe.
I'll give you that.
Maybe 12 to 14. Right around there, right? The middle is probably about closer to 14. But like over here is like about 12, so on and so forth. But me standing up there, I'm only standing up 6 feet off the ground. Because I'm 6 foot.
Yeah.
So
it's not too high
and
of a
I'm
drop.
like, I'm even reaching up there doing that, right?
The only thing that gets really sketchy is if you were to go, whoa, 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 and then fall, and then you can't really like land. You can't predict your landing. I know you're the cat and everything, but
I used to skate and that kind of stuff right there, man, if my parents knew the stuff I was doing on the skateboard and my brother and everything else, man. But I'm telling you, 10-foot drops, doing tricks off of it, flying, going 15 miles an hour, and then doing it, yeah, no.
I know, just bless your mother, man. Bless your mother. Heart of gold, that woman.
When you hit the ground, you have to know how to roll, because There's a reason why I've broken so many bones. I've learned it after after a long time, but
it took you many bumps and bruises to learn to tug and roll, eh?
a lot of breaks, yes. Yeah. Don't ever put out for bracing.
I don't know how your mom made it through, man. I admire your mom so much because your mom is such a sweetheart. She really is. I love her to death. But having you as a child, your poor mother. But I feel the same way about my parents too, having me as a kid. I freaking, yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not that bad. Yes,
No,
there's
great.
safer ways to do it. I could have brought the scaffolding out and did that, but
It's a pain to move the scaffolding on the rocks.
yeah, no.
But
Why am I going to do that right now? I want to get it.
yeah.
And if I can throw a ladder up real quick and just throw a sheet up, cool.
Now, I will say this, guys, there's a lot more of the sheathing that is up.
Yes.
Private eyes, you might be able to investigate through that door there. And I'll just leave it at that. I'll say that the front portion is done too, right? And that front portion where the drop was much higher.
That was a lot more intense. And
I didn't let him do that himself. I refused. I would not let him do that himself.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, because it was, of course, the day that we did that too was like the windiest day of the week too. Like the trees were doing this.
We had,
but it was the only sunshine day.
We had a couple of good 45-mile-an-hour gusts to 50. Like, it was a little terrifying being on that ladder, and I used the green ladder, like I said, and yeah, it was a little,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That thrill is something for me. I don't know.
It makes for good video, I guess. What is it? If you're gonna do something dumb, at least make sure to get it on camera. Yeah. Is that what they say?
Pretty much.
Yeah. So I actually yesterday, guys, I edited and I uploaded the video that we posted late yesterday afternoon with all this stuff going on, and I also edited out another video which will be posted on Friday for you guys. I already have it edited down, good to go, and you guys are going to see basically part 2 of the sheathing madness.
Yes.
So be excited for that. That one is for sure coming. It'll be uploaded without a doubt, and I think I'm going to have it go for like, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something on Friday. I could set it up in the background to automatically go public at a certain time. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, 1 o'clock on Friday. You guys will get part 2 of this. Gary and I have a beautiful day today. It was rainy and nasty yesterday. So yesterday, I spent the day in my jammies. I spent the day in the Matrix. It was a wonderful loaf kind of a day for you two.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful, relaxed day yesterday.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling the best either.
Yeah. Well, we've been like battling a slight cold. I wouldn't say like a, flu or anything, but it's just kind of, and it might be allergies. Who knows?
It could be allergies.
Because we're just feeling down, but not,
It felt like a cold to me.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a cold.
It didn't feel like having a fever or anything else like that. It felt like it was a straight up cold, which we had freezing temperatures for the last couple of nights, and now it's coming back up to where it's warming up. Yeah. Mother Nature is playing with our natural balance in our body, so that might be what it is.
But yeah, between battling the cold and the weather, yesterday was a great day for me to spend in front of the computer. It was a great day for you to rest and recharge with the kiddos and loaf, relax.
I'm nice. I feel great today.
I feel great today too, friends. I am ready.
I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this day.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a lot done.
Got a lot to do today. So real quick, there was a couple questions. I'm not going to pull out my phone and actually go through the questions exactly because that's going to take a little bit more time. But really quickly, top of my head, there was a few questions from some people. One question being, why are we doing the sheathing instead of the roof first? Why aren't we doing the roof? Because wouldn't it be dried in more? Rain wouldn't get on top of there. It would be less of a problem. All that stuff. So why are we doing the walls, not the roof right now?
So with the roof trusses, there is a lot more bracing that needs to go in there than what we put in there. What we put in there is just literally for temporary. All right, we can leave a lot of that temporary where it needs to be, but we might have to shift here and there because we're gonna have to go through and put in a lot of backing, a lot of other bracing to make sure that it doesn't rack or bow or turn into an S or anything else. Roof trusses are one of the biggest things that you need to make sure that are braced correctly. And if I sheath it, I'm going to lose all that space that I have to do that.
Yeah,
so,
like imagine us on scaffolds right there, right? And our heads just popping up and out of the roof rafters, because that's what's going to be happening.
where right now I can walk along the trusses,
Yeah.
and I can actually maneuver a lot quicker and easier and get it done a lot quicker,
Yeah.
versus doing the sheathing and then that. Plus, it also comes down to the ladders for the gable end. I want to completely water barrier and sheathe this whole gable end wall before I put in the ladders. Reason being behind that is if anything happens to those eaves on the end, I can easily go and replace it and not have to worry about exposing the water barrier from, while I'm working on it and everything. That water barrier is always there, and I can just easily get a ladder up there, replace that wood if I need to, and be on with my day.
Yep.
Make it a little easier.
Another quick question off the top of my head was, why aren't we papering anything?
Papering.
Yeah, I did comment back, but there was a couple of comments asking about it, about the wrap, the house wrap. Why haven't we done the house wrap?
So there is no need for us to do the house wrap with the zip system. The only thing I need to do is tape all those seams, and that is everything. It is a lot more cost effective, and time management wise, I mean, time is money, right?
Labor intensive.
Labor intensive,
right?
and everything else, and trying to roll a 12-foot piece of, paper sheathing or
like
whatever you want to call it.
A roll of plastic
It's a roll of plastic almost, but
Yeah.
I mean, in all reality wise, it's paper, like in a sense. So it's not going to be the best, because it'll be easy to tear, it'll be easy to rip, everything else like that. This comes sealed, it comes good to go, it is water resistant, air barrier protected, it's everything all in one, and all we have to do is roll the tape.
Yep.
And that's it.
And then another person was wondering, why are we using screws and not nails?
So this comes into a huge debate with construction, like no tomorrow, as well as another huge debate is whether to put the sheathing on like this or, vertically.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother subject on that. But nails versus screws, contact-wise, you will always have a better contact and connectivity with a screw versus a nail. A nail tends to back out one way or another due to the wood actually, getting moist and then drying out and everything. Wood tends to do that over time, and if it's in a really dry area, what's going to happen is the wood is going to dry out really, really, really good, and that nail is going to actually come out a little bit.
Yeah.
So if you have a screw, it's not going to really do that much.
Now the comments were saying that the screws are going to just break off.
Now you do have more shear strength with the screw, but then again, the screws that I am using is GRKs that are meant for sheathing. So this is actually an exterior grade screw that is meant for these sheathings.
Yes.
So
it's another one of those things, guys, where it is up for debate. You have several contractors that have been doing it this way, and that's the way, and there is no other way. And then you have other contractors that are doing it this way, and that's the way, and there is no other way. And
I'll say this on top of it. Now they do have a nail gun that is designed like a screw. Now it is a nail. It's got spiral ends on it and everything, and it doesn't spiral it in, it slams it in. And it's a specific nail, and it's a specific nails that you have to buy for this specific gun, Now, if it wasn't such a big thing, they wouldn't have made that. That's
True.
the thing that I'm looking at. I'm not going to go buy one of those when all I'm doing is this for our house. I'm not in construction to do this longevity. I'm doing this for our home.
Yeah.
I have tools that I can do it. Yes, I could buy something that will make it quicker, but do I really need to go and spend that kind of money to do something when I can do it another way?
Yeah, we can make it work.
Yes.
We can make it work. So it's one of those things where there is a middle ground. You might be on team this and you might be on team that. There is a middle ground. and it's all good in our area for doing the way that we're doing it. But I just wanted to address those questions because those were ones that were popping up a lot last night. I noticed in the comments section. We haven't done a Q&A with my handy dandy notebook in a while, and I'm going to start bringing that back. So make sure to leave the questions in the comments section below in this video. Also go back to our last video and leave questions in that comment section as well. Maybe I'll be able to bust out the handy dandy notebook tomorrow. We'll see. But you know what, guys? The sun is shining. We have a beautiful day ahead of us. We have a lot to do, and we're kind of, again, ducking and dodging the rain and the weather. Today is pretty much going to be our only nice day for the rest of this week, unfortunately. So we got to go ahead and get it. So with all of that, I want to wish you guys a very wonderful, happy day today. I'm sending you guys all the love. I'll be back on Real Talk with SLR tomorrow. Got a video posted last night on Simple Life Reclaimed and another video on Simple Life Reclaimed on Friday. Boy, that was a mouthful. But until the next one, friends, we love y'all and we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later, later.